Hello everyone! Welcome back to this game! When we last left off, we found out that we're not going to be going straight to the Dark Lord. Instead, we need to possibly head to Paprika Desert to locate a fifth Lunas Elru Knight. In fact, probably the Lunas Elru Knight who is responsible for taking Joshua from Earth and turning him into the Dark Lord. And we need to go after him in the hopes that we can save him, like spiritually. Now then, before we actually do that, well, first off, let's see what we're doing right here. Everybody on my team? Okay, it's the team that I had last, in fact. Oh, and in fact, I can explore the rest of this platform. Don't suppose there's an affinity fragment up here? Yep, there is. These affinity fragments, which we now know are pieces of our guardian angels, like their hearts along the lines of that. Okay, so before we do anything, Sarah's Knight says, by the way, I saw that Paprika disappears when you're following you around as a party. No idea how or why. All I can tell you is that she never disappeared in all the times we test played from scenario 14 to the end of the game with several different party combinations. I guess maybe a switch problem that occurs somewhere you walked after she joins the party that I just never happened to go to during test playing. But yeah, sucks. So that explains that. On the bright side, I want to eventually make a trip here back to Earth, so her being invisible would actually be kind of convenient, because the people of Earth might freak out a bit if we're hanging around a ferry. Also, I was just told that I can go straight to the Dark Lord, because Paprika Desert, as SK puts it, will eat me alive if I go at this level. So that brings up another question. Does this game have more than one ending? Like, one ending if I don't go to Paprika Desert, and then another ending if I do? Where is that, anyway? Somewhere out here. I don't think that's it. That's just one of the castles that we've been to. SK says no, but there are different endings depending on other circumstances. Interesting. Well, that would give people watching a reason to possibly play it themselves. And in case if anybody is curious, I have a link to this game where you can download it, along with a whole bunch of other RPG Maker games that I have streamed. But the link to that game is there in the link. Those of you watching this at YouTube, the link will also be in the description. Of course, playing this game does require that you have a copy of RPG Maker 1, but just emulate it. So if I do want to reach Paprika Desert, by the way, it is located through Luna Gate. Well, since it's not entirely recommended that we go there on this playthrough, I'll just wait until New Game Plus, which I am still planning on doing. That said, we got some optional stuff we can do. And I'm gonna go ahead and take care of optional stuff. However, before we go to optional stuff, there is something of interest that I want to show off. Not in Camden. Magnolia. So here we are back on Earth, and conveniently enough, somehow we managed to bring along our airship through the gate. Which means I can actually reach this place down here. Now this place down here is very interesting. I can't enter it. This place is completely inaccessible. So, here's some interesting details. So, Lantis and SK were planning on there being DLC for this game. That being a battle arena where you can get special prizes that you could use in your adventure. But because nobody actually beat the game, I'm probably going to be the first person, Lantis was feeling not very motivated to create the DLC, so it never happened, and this is the remnant of that. I just found that kind of interesting. I stumbled upon it while looking around for optional things off camera. Out of curiosity, is there anything to find here at the crib, just in case I'm going to save? I'm fairly certain it will work, but best to check. Best to save just in case. Also, I can't actually access Paprika Desert just yet. Not on this memory card. Oh, hi! You're a person. Dusk and Lynn's landlord. You boys are in big trouble. Now, saving the world or not, you are now 3 months behind on your rent payment. I should take you both to small claims court this very moment. Oh, and that's all you had to say? Whatever, still worth coming here. Well, now I'm kind of curious if there's any other dialogue options of other places that I want to go to. But let me instead first focus on this optional quest that I know I can proceed further into. We need to make our way to Naraka next. Stripeback says, even heroes have to pay rent. Indeed. Heroes have to pay for everything. Doesn't matter if they're saving the world, they gotta pay for everything. Except for one thing I just remembered. There is something that I might be able to get right now. Hopefully I can get one more of the legendary weapons. So let's see if we can do that real quick. SK says, I think this scenario ends when you try to access the final dungeon by putting in all the emblems you got from the Lunasilver Knights at that magic pedestal where the Dark Lord finally appeared to you. Okay, well, there's some good news. I can enter the final dungeon and still be able to leave it when I want. At least up to a point. Okay, can I have a legendary weapon, please? No. Something has gone wrong. I bought 2 hilts. Both of them were different. But somehow, he's not recognizing that I have the other. Presumably because I might not have the other. I would assume I didn't do something stupid and buy the same hilt twice. I'm not seeing the Pegasus horn. I wish I had bought those on camera. It was something I did off camera, so I don't have footage of what I did. For some reason, I was not able to get any of the hilts except Uri. Uri's the only one that is ending this adventure with a legendary weapon. Nah, that's a bummer. Oh, then I definitely wouldn't want to go into Paprika Desert. Oh well, let's go ahead and head to Naraka to do some optional questing. It's definitely a shame that this game was created with RPG Maker 1, having to worry about storage on these little memory cards. If this was created on PC, probably could have had the trading quest available throughout the entire game. Oh well. That's what happens whenever you have a game in development for 10 years. Opportunities kind of come and go. I was about to say, where is everybody? There's a person. All we can do now is pray. To who or for what, though, I am not even sure anymore. Sometimes I question if the goddess will even be able to take us poor creatures of Elvenia safely away to heaven should our world fall to darkness. Can she even save us in the hereafter, if not in this life? Well, apparently not. We need to kind of defeat the Dark Lord, or you are all hosed. Another affinity fragment. I need to figure out what I'm doing with these new ones at some point. Serena, we cannot defeat them. The Shroud of Evil will never leave our world once it has taken residence, and not even the Mother can hope to remove the strangling veil. Honestly, if I were in their positions, I would probably be having my doubts as well. That must be a good book you're reading. Here's, oh yeah, that's right. This is your free heal. I don't necessarily need a free heal, but I'll take it. SK says, just about the only dialogue you'll get from random townfolk from here on out is 5 or 6 different stock lines about the coming darkness and all. On Earth, I think it's still a little varied. I'll probably hit there at some point. Yeah, 5 or 6 stock lines, indeed. A game this big, on a memory card that can only hold, what was it, 128 kilobytes at most? It certainly impresses what you guys have done, at the very least. We will stand by and protect our king and queen to the very day that the holy city disappears herself, even if all of Elvenia has gone before her. Miss Hartshorn, it is good to see that your spirit has recovered. Stay safe out there in Aquavale, everyone. Your lives now lie in our ever-watchful goddess's hands. Believe in her, as we all must do, and each other. Farewell. Hello, Earth children. My husband and I have just returned from visiting the grave of our daughter, the princess. I am glad we did not miss you. Why is this, your majesty? Lorana uncomfortably says, oh, wait. Is this about to go where I think it is? Considering the stuff that we've been collecting on this trading quest, I feel like this is about to go where I think it is. Well, seeing you all reminded my husband and I of the fact that the last members of the White Hand are also buried on the same hill as Princess Rachel. And, well, the former instructor from the Lamoon Academy of Magic, who had been the leader of the White Hand, has apparently come to the Holy City after many years of absence, upon hearing of her students' regretful demises during the battle. We noticed her at the burial site. It was Nodoka Prelite? She was there? I was taught by her years ago in Lamoon as well. Yes, young lady. We chose to leave her alone, as she was no doubt in a state of great mourning, but perhaps... Miss Hartshorn, Earth Children, you might be fit to offer the proper words of comfort to the dear woman, perhaps for the very reason that you all had been with those 9 sorceresses to see their brave sacrifices for yourself. It is a delicate decision to make, But please consider taking the time to go see Nodoka. She must still be there. Yeah, we should go do that. Thanks for letting us know, Your Majesties. Not at all. It is the Queen and I who should be thanking you all for always being willing to give of yourselves for the people of Elvenia. Jersey, if anything, Nodoka will be grateful to see that there is at least one student she did not lose. Jersey bows. I hope so, Your Majesty. Okay, that did not go the direction I was thinking. Here, I thought that they would be talking about having another child. And what is it that we're carrying right now? A promo photo to well, I forget what the I forget what the promo photo is. But we acquired it from a dangerously adolescent teenager. Your generic message? And it's actually pronounced Lamune? Huh. SK says the promo photo is just a bunch of chicks who started the academy. Well, in that case, probably not good motivation for trying to have another child. So where are we going to find this Lamune? Aha! That opened up a new place. Neat. Yes, SK? That is what I was thinking. On a more depressing note, former Archmage Nodoka Prelite. People from Naraka who have also come to mourn innocents who were lost in the war, I assume? Ooh, cutscene. Yeah, pretty much. That old photo you have there, sir. May I see it? Well, it's a good thing we just so happen to be holding it in our hands for you to notice it. By any chance, is that girl on the right giving the peace sign you when you were a teenager? It was. That was taken about 25 years ago when the magic school in Lamune was still quite young. Back then, I had been an eager student full of promise. Just like they had been. This is a lot to ask, but may I use this token of memoria to pay tribute to the women who are buried here? They had been my students, you see, and were particular admirers of the top-ranked students represented in this photo. Of course, if it means that much to you. Thank you. I am very grateful. Mr. Doka Prelite? Yes? You look familiar, dear. Have we met before? It has been at least 7 years, madam. I have been your student as a neophyte little girl at Lamune Academy, in a time when there were still a few people like yourself in the world who possessed white magic. It is I, Gwendolyn Jersey Hartshorn. Ah, of course, now I remember. You were one of my most treasured students during my time as a teacher of magic, always so bright and inquisitive. And now look at you. 7 years was enough to temper you into a truly mature young woman, as I have heard from a few of the holy knights in Naraka. Madam Prelite, you must have my name mistaken with another of your former students. My grades had consistently remained among the lowest of all those students, and... Jersey says with a sigh, apparently you have yet to discover that part of the very reason you stand here at the tombstones of the White Hands members is that my magical powers were not strong and controlled enough to help them, only further attesting to the unsuitability I have demonstrated as a sorceress. Madame Nodoka, these women whose death you mourn are far more worthy of their instructor's praise than I ever will be. They died fighting with and for the principles of courage, honor, and humility that you once taught them. They died as heroes. And it seems that you live as a hero, my student. You say that you were always unsuited at magic, yet it was your very persistence and drive to learn in spite of your limitations and lack of natural affinity for magic that had always inspired my pride in you. And it was a very courageous girl named Jersey, I have heard the knights say, who fiercely contended with a mighty demon warrior with every ounce of strength in her frail human body when she saw her equally limited human friends falling so easily before her eyes. Jersey, they reminisce, was herself subdued almost instantly, and never even defeated a single monster from the forces of darkness with her magic during that awful battle. But my, how her story has inspired many people in the Holy City to accomplish more deeds of kindness and courage in their everyday lives, in spite of the darkness closing in around them. What greater heroine is there in all of Elvenia? Well, that, and she's actually gotten pretty good at magic. She was really useful in that last dungeon. Madame Prelite? Nodoka brushes a tear from her eye. The deaths of my students had been senseless and unjust, but there was nothing senseless about what their one faithful friend, who no longer wore the garb of a graduate of Lemune Academy, did to try to save them. You may not have had the skill and magic needed to defeat the demon warrior you had confronted, Jersey, or the discipline of mind to wield your power with the control and reserve of a true magician. But you apparently never forgot the one lesson that I had hoped all of my students would walk away with, and that was to wield their divine talent with the perfect union of virtuous pride as magicians and the humility of being entrusted with so great a responsibility. As you tried to protect those you love, you apparently kept this lesson close to your heart, and this alone makes you my best student. And she's the only one that did not, immediately die to those ogres. Congratulations, student Jersey Hartshorn. You have passed. Jersey bows. Thank you, madam. As a teacher passing her endowment of honor on to the proper student of magic, Jersey, I bestow you with the ceremonial scarf I wore during my years at the academy. My time as an instructor has long been over, but you will have much you can still teach to the world. If ever needed, never be afraid to relinquish it for the benefit of another, as I have just done. Your wisdom will come from the guidance of heaven, not a mere heirloom that proves you have surpassed trials of wisdom in the past. Farewell, my student. So we got a scarf. Let me make note of that. A scarf for Jersey. I still have to check up on some spells and stuff that I learned. White magic may have long disappeared from where it has once flowed through the fingertips of myself and other Elvenia clerics around the world, but the spirit of love that guided such a power never vanished from the heart of the most unlikely sorceress there ever was, at least. Neat! Oh, let me head back out in there just real quick. Just in case there's something sneaking its way to the side. Oh, nope, never mind. We can't actually go very far to the side. So who's on my team currently? Jersey's on my team. Well, in that case, what we got? Crap, what did we get? Oh, the scarf is just the next item to trade off. Oh, of course it is. Duh, we're on a trading quest. Well, I guess next time we'll continue that trading quest. For now, though, this is the end of the stream. I went over time, but in this situation, I was willing to and was not exhausted. Keeping my throat hydrated with lots of water definitely helps me get through this playthrough. Anyway, just real quick, is there anybody I am following that is streaming to send a raid to? The answer is no, nobody I know is streaming, so I will simply say thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.